Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Gladiator Manager. This is episode number 10. We're right at the end of our first season. 5 matches still to go. And this is a big week. For us, we're up against 7th place side, 12 and 18 on the season. I like our chances based simply on that. But the big thing is that the next 4 teams, 2nd through 5th place, are playing each other this week. So 2 of them will be taking losses and drawing further away. If Juvavum pick up a win against Dyrrhachium, excuse me, we're going to draw pretty dang close, especially if we come up with a win towards claiming the title for this first season. Animatia is getting scary good in a short period of time. She gets a kill on the very first move of the match, and then almost immediately gets the next one to yield, and then moves into position and immediately gets the last one to yield. In terms of growth, she's really just getting started. So this is turning into a crazy good thing. Now Dyrrhachium gets their win, Ovalava get their win, so the other 2 get knocked back further behind, and those 2 stay in range behind us. We do gain 1 point on the day with the kill, so we're actually now 3 ahead of Dyrrhachium. We have a little bit of a cushion now with just 4 to go on the season. For our 4v4 here against the 9th place side, we have some major advantages and some major disadvantages at the same time. 3 of the 4 matchups, they are lined up against us in such a way that we're at that disadvantage. I don't know how they have a leadership advantage with a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 1. They literally have 4 leadership as an entire unit, but I arrive behind. Animatia has 41 leadership herself. Bug has to be. There's no way that this is anything but, because they literally have 4 leadership between them. They don't have 191. They have 4. But anyway, so they're going to have an advantage against us, but their fighters are so weak that we should have no problem defeating them. In fact, 2 withdraw in the very first part of the fight, both yielding. Barely taking any damage. Their final fighter has yielded. So there you go. 4-0. Quick, easy. And we didn't use up anybody that mattered. Dyrrhachium 4-0. Vasantio, Ovalava all 4-0 in their fights. New recruits are ready to go. Animatia continuing to improve. Yep, things are going well with just a little bit left to go. We have 3 fights remaining, and that 3-point advantage, it's not over yet. It is definitely not over yet, but things are looking good. Katie Smith, a cheap pickup, 2.5 stars isn't great, but 4-star potential and just 20. Not bad. Not a bad signing for a year. Corrado here is a 5-star. Pretty solid. also pretty expensive. I think I saw somebody else as I was checking in that might be worth our while. This was the one that I thought I saw. Recruitment. 10 fights. Oh, wow. After all that, only 3 stars? We could afford Corrado. They'll stay around for a while. That'll be helpful. So we've just seen a pretty significant improvement with those 3 new ones. We can let Aurelia go now. I'm a little confused as to how this one started. So Katie Smith, first ever fight, so never even been involved. And her opening move inflicted 18 damage to the left hand of Lucena Volteus. And she was disarmed, had her arm shattered, and she didn't yield or anything. She's just out. But she inflicted the damage, took no damage of her own. I believe there was a a bug in there. Yeah, see this. Katie sustains a shattered arm. This whole thing didn't happen. She took 885 damage and had her arm shattered. But that didn't play out at all in the animations. Unfortunate there. We start on the back foot, and they did not bring a weak team into this, but they didn't necessarily bring a strong team either. So even though we are a fighter down at the moment, we still have very good odds of getting back into this very quickly. Animation takes the ear of her opponent, and that sets us up for a good chance. Fred's also in quite the advantage against Holly Marshall at the moment. Teddy's the only one who is struggling a little bit, but that's only because of the net. Sure where you yield from just 1 damage to the torso, and even for that matter 55 to the left leg, but both of them yield and we get the victory. We do have 1 go down in the fight, but considering it's the 5th place side overall, it wasn't a bad result. I mean, we won, and the plus minus didn't hurt us, and the one fighter that we brought that matters, Animatia, is unhurt, so you take it. It's okay. Duracium beating Ovalava 4-3 in a very, very tight contest. Now, the good news for us is that Ovalava, even though they did not manage to win, they inflicted some damage on Duracium, and you would imagine that there's going to be not Agrippina, who is back and healthy again, but to the other 3, there's bound to be some injury in there that's going to keep them out of action for a little while. And as we have to face off with Duracium right at the end of the season, or is it Ovalava? Oh, I think it's Ovalava that we're going to have to play. But all 4 yielding again, even whichever one it is, 7 of the 8 likely face some type of injury, and that's good for us as we go into our potential final match here in just a little while. Turicum's still coming up next, but we are getting awfully close. And Animatia, holy cow, she is just getting better and better and better so fast. But we only have a couple matches left, and one of them, the final of the season, I want to say that's Ovalava, and that the Duraciums who we've already finished. I can't remember which now. Oh my goodness, my memory. Where has it gone? Oh, right. It's been that week. Well, anyway. So we're going to play a near the bottom of the side matchup for this next one. And it looks like we could be on our way. I mean, Ovalava is now definitely too far behind. Dyrrhachium, the only one who we potentially have an issue with. No level ups this week, so let's go ahead and head into our next battle. It's a 1v1 with Turicum, and what do they have? They have Hemart, a rogue, who is a tolerable fighter. They're not great, but... Or another rogue, so you got to figure they're going to bring in a rogue. A barbarian would be a very good choice for us. What do we have for a barbarian? Flory Web. Flory Web could probably handle whatever they throw at us, but I don't know. I don't know if she's going to be that strong. For leadership, the agility is really poor. Whichever one they end up picking is going to have that advantage. So maybe we just go for somebody who's not going to give us the advantage, or give them the advantage, which means not a Rotarius. And if they choose this Rotarius, even if we take, like, say, Animatia, it's not going to be a problem for her. So let's just go ahead and take Animatia. Oh, Gladiator on Gladiator. Oh, they went for somebody weak. Okay. One punch knockout. Poor guy lost his left hand, but that's it. Impaled left hand. Dyrrhachium win, so they're still in contention. Ovalava lost again. And it is Ovalava that we play in the next one. Extended contracts now available. Animatia. There we go. Extend contract. Yes, please. So we're going to have a 2v2 for with Ovalava in this one. They do have some available decent fighters. I mean, they're tolerable anyway. They really don't excel. I mean, you'd figure Yulia here is okay. Ollie can fight a little bit, so we're not taking our chances. We want to make sure we do this thing right. Of course, that means Elia, who is back from her injury, and Animatia are going in to seal the deal and see promotion for us. And there is Yulia. And Tertius. Tertius is not much. He's a barbarian, so Elia actually has an advantage there. And then Gladiator to Gladiator. Okay, I like it. Let's do it. Uh-oh, somebody's yielding right off the bat. Which one? Because they're both taking some damage here. Serious stab wound to the stomach on the opening move. 48 torso, additional damage, and she's out before Elia can even get there to help. 2 moves and the fight is over. We're starting to get pretty good. Dyrrhachium actually lose their fight as well, so we confirm our grip. That is all 36 matches played. We end up winning the league by 5 points. We end up with 80 victories, 20 losses. I mean, we did take some losses this season, but a 4-to-1 ratio on that is pretty consistent to where we were from the start of the season. Also, the 4-to-1 win-loss ratio, well, that improved a bit. We ended up at what is that, 6-1? Just 5 kills, but that was the most in the league. And 4 of those were Animatia. She went from a half star to a superstar just by the end of the year. That was incredible, that transformation. And she's got a few decent fighters around her as we go to head into the new season, but we also have a few with very near expiring contracts, so they're going to be gone out of the picture quite soon. But we wrap up the season. Dyrrhachium, Ovalava, Vesantio, Araminum, right at the end of the season, moved up based on kills alone. It was 18-18. So, yeah, okay, so that just happened. You have Vavoom, who've been 5th place throughout. Araminum passed him right there at the end. I mean, they were close for a long time, but that was a real surprise. Araminum looks like they've already lost, though, in their hunt to gain promotion. So, who's coming out on top? I don't know. Could be Dyrrhachium. We'll see. But that is it for this season. We made that steady progress, and as predicted, it looked like we could maybe climb that ladder, and we did. We only took 1 loss the whole last dozen plus fights, maybe 15 fights. We only had about 1 loss during that stretch. So much better. We improved a lot from where we started the season. Of course, we really only had 1 good fighter in Elia, and Elia did so much for us in terms of kind of where we're at in that win-loss record part. Elia 17-1. Animatia, who started 0-1, finished 14-1. 14 straight wins for her in fights that she participated in. Elia took 2 injuries, 1 in the loss, 1 in a win. Ridavicius 8-0, just 2 fights remain though on his contract. Izzy 5-0, but just 1 remaining on hers. We were saving her for that last stretch, and then we ended up not needing her, so we'll still have 1 fight left. We'll probably use that up soon though, both her and Ridavicius for that matter, so that we can free those up. Fred nearly done, just 2 left on his sentence, 5-2 overall. We used him as a throwaway and as can kind of fight and can beat bad fighters, but we definitely need to get rid of him soon. Teddy, on the other hand, still has 9 left, so even though he's 4-0, I'd really like to see him be wounded bad enough so that we can just get rid of him. Millie's another one. Early on, we needed them. We don't need them now. I'd very much like to see them gone. Demisha, same way. Lateus, another one we just brought in to kind of help support, give us a little something. Short sentence, not a great fighter, but only 5 fights, so that's not going to be too bad. Zeneda has only been in 2 fights. Was out wounded for a little while, but not long. Tolerable, but 9 more is a bit much. Metella, another one of those first ones that we got when we had no other options, was better than what we had, is tough, but nothing else. Set her free if we can. We'll try. I don't know. The criminals, I know I can't let go. The slaves, not sure. Can I let a slave go? Technically, we own them. We paid for them, right? Primus, criminal, 9 more fights. Same kind of issue with some of the others. Katie Smith, really? I mean, she was taken out in her very first hit, her very first fight. She's the one with that 4-star potential, but is okay-ish now. That was a pretty bad way to start. Corrado, I think, is going to be a good signing. I mean, looking at that leadership, especially the discipline, the agility, not the greatest fighter, but at 5 stars and signed to a long contract, Corrado is going to be pretty helpful, and we're looking at a core of 3 citizens. Flory, slave, 10 fights, has a couple really good areas, bravery and strength, but really lacking in some others. So might be a mixed bag. Flory might end up being one of those 1 or 2 fights and just take somebody out, especially with that strength, or be taken out because she has no agility and no discipline. So it could go either way. No leadership either. I mean, ouch. That was a disappointing grab. But we have a few key, really, really good ones. Elia, Adnamisha, and then a couple fights left of a couple stronger ones. But heading into next season, we've got a good core, and that's going to help us going forward. We'll see, though. Higher tier. How much better is it going to be? 4th division? I don't know. We'll see. That's going to do it for this episode and this season. We come out victorious, and we are getting promoted right off the bat. You certainly wouldn't have thought that back in episode 1 when we literally had just 1 fighter. And even that, that second batch was okay in some choices, but then there was nothing for a long time. And really only the last couple of batches of available gladiators had a few options that were okay, like picking up Corrado right there at the end of the season. All right, anyway, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.